Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Madison, West Virginia, where tonight we have a cross-county rivalry matchup between the Scott Skyhawks and the Chapmanville Tigers. Hello, everyone, and welcome here to the Hawks Nest. Chris Kidd with you here on Video Productions, as these two teams met earlier this season with Chapmanville running away with it in an easy victory down in Chapmanville, but things have changed since then. Reese Carden now back in the lineup for the Scott Skyhawks, and Chapmanville without one of their top starters, Brody Dalton, who went down with a leg injury against Bluefield last Tuesday, going to be missing from the lineup for at least the rest of the regular season for the Tigers. So things could be a lot different this time around in this second matchup between the Skyhawks and the Tigers, as they had a thrilling JV game earlier. Scott was up by 25 points. Chapmanville came all the way back to take the lead late in the fourth quarter before Scott was able to pull away with a 61-57 win. And we hope to have something as similar and exciting here in the varsity matchup coming your way next, as these two teams denied each other from going to the state tournament multiple times in the 2010s. Now they're on the opposite side of the ledger with Scott in AAA, Chapmanville in AA, but nevertheless the rivalry still as hot as it ever was between these two schools, and we're looking forward to it here tonight. Well, we're going to step aside for a break and be back, talk a little bit more about tonight's matchup between the Skyhawks and the Tigers, as you're listening to and watching Scott Skyhawk basketball action with us right here on Video Productions.
At BOONE Memorial Health, every patient is an important patient.
As primary care providers, care starts with us.
Understanding patients' health concerns is the first step in great care.
We take our responsibilities seriously.
To listen.
To get to the bottom of a diagnosis.
To teach.
To care.
When you choose BOONE, you choose the start to a healthier life.
Make the choice today.
BOONE Memorial Health.
We're bringing medicine home.
I'm the captain of the Pee Wee football team. We may be small, but we are
mighty,
annoying. And you are so tired from playing defense against us that your focus is about to ride the bench. Woo! Go, go, go. Thanks, Mom.
Bye.
Come on, come on. And if you have cut rate car insurance, then not even a Hail Mary will save you from paying for this. So get Allstate and be better protected from mayhem, like me. Awesome.
Welcome back, everybody. Chris Kidd here with you as we are getting set for tonight's matchup between Scott and Chapmanville here from the Hawks Nest in Madison, West Virginia. And again, tonight, if you're with us normally for Scott Skyhawk basketball, you're used to hearing Joe Linville on the call of these games. Well, Joe had Carrie Underwood tickets tonight, and he has a wife. I don't have that, so, you know, it's important that I come here so that Joe doesn't get divorced tonight. And so I appreciate Joe allowing me to be here this evening to fill his seat for tonight's contest. I know it kills him whenever he can't do a Scott Skyhawk game, and especially whenever it's a matchup like this between the Tigers and the Skyhawks, but I'll try and keep this seat warm for you, Joe, and I hope you guys enjoy the show over there in Charleston tonight, along with a lot of other people that went over. But we're looking forward to quite a show here tonight ourselves. Again, you've got a lot of the key players still matching up here tonight. Again, Scott had to deal with the injury of Reese Carden all through the beginning parts of this season, and did affect them. They were able to pick up some key wins and had some nice battles with Winfield and others without Carden, but now getting him back in this lineup does add an extra sense of the offense for the Skyhawks, and definitely has made them more prolific on that end of the floor over the last couple of weeks. And then Chapmanville the other night against Logan, we were there on WVOW radio for that contest. It was very tight all the way through until Logan pulled away in the final 2 minutes. Game was tied at 35, and then Derek Browning hit a three, and after that, Logan started to pull away from the free throw line. But without Brody Dalton in the lineup, Chapmanville was very limited on the offensive end in that game. The vast majority of the scoring came from Zion Blevins and Sal Dean. They accounted for 34 of the 39 points in that game for the Chapmanville Tigers, as they just could not muster a third and fourth scorer in that game, which really put them behind the eight ball all evening long against Logan's tough defense. And now they get game number 2 without Brody Dalton. and we'll see what has adjusted so far for these Tigers. Again, they hadn't lost to a West Virginia team all regular season long until Bluefield last Tuesday, and then made it 2 in a row after losing to Logan. So only 3 losses on the season for the Tigers, but looking to bounce back here tonight. And Scott trying to prevent that and get the season sweep with their cross-county rivals. Well, we're getting ready for the playing of our national anthem, so we'll step aside for a break, and after this, we'll be back for the tip between Scott and Chapmanville as you're watching Scott Skyhawk basketball action with us right here on Video Productions.
At BOONE Memorial Health, every patient is an important patient.
As primary care providers, care starts with us.
Understanding patients' health concerns is the first step in great care.
We take our responsibilities seriously.
To listen,
To get to the bottom of a diagnosis,
To teach.
to care.
When you choose Boone, you choose the start to a healthier life.
Make the choice today.
BOONE Memorial Health.
We're bringing medicine home.
When it comes to business, we all have areas of specialty, but there are times when we need guidance. We need someone to come along and show us the most creative and environmentally safe way to navigate our engineering challenges. That's where we come in. CEC stands for Civil and Environmental Consultants. You show us the problem, we'll provide you with the solution. Visit wearecec.com. Big firm capabilities, small firm culture.
I'm your football-obsessed best man, and I think you having your big day during the big game is the worst. What, are you kidding me? Physically, I'm right here, but mentally, I'm here. Yeah, I do. Come on, speed it up. When all eyes are on you, my eyes are glued to the game. Whoa! Touchdown, yeah! And if you didn't bundle your home and auto insurance, well, all of this could be tough to tackle. So get Allstate and be better protected from mayhem. Like me.
You have a goal. You know what you want. Start with us, New River Community and Technical College, your community college. Take classes online or in a classroom in Beaver, Lewisburg, Summersville, or Princeton, or step outside the classroom in one of our technical or health programs. Find flexible and affordable options to help you reach your goal. It's closer than you think when you start with us, New River Community and Technical College. Apply today.
Welcome back, everybody. Chris Kidd here with you, with Jason Frame, our engineer, with Robbie Mounts, our camera operator, Butch Mounts, the executive producer of Video Productions. As Chapmanville has just finished being introduced, as you see them huddling up on the floor right now. Scott next to be introduced down on the floor. As we look at the starting lineups for both sides, for the Chapmanville Tigers, it'll be Sal Dean, Zion Blevins, Devin Workman, Isaiah Smith, and Eli Smith, the freshman, the younger brother of Isaiah Smith, getting the start here tonight after Sam Miller had to start over in Logan on Friday night in place of Brody Dalton. For the Scott Skyhawks, similar starting 5 here tonight. Jaden Sharps, followed by Reese Carden, Isaac Setzer, Owen Atkins, and Caden Clemens to round out the starting 5 tonight for the Skyhawks. And if you're hearing those loud noises behind us, we have the Scott High School Band right in our ears behind us. Did a phenomenal job with the playing of our national anthem here tonight. So if you hear any loud bangs throughout the evening, you'll know what that is right behind us now. I also want to thank Scott High School's principal. Helped me out a little bit earlier tonight getting some things printed off that I needed to whenever he didn't have to. He was a really nice guy and showed me around the school a little bit, so I really appreciate him coming to my rescue, even though he knew I taught at Chapmanville High School, so I was very, very appreciative of what he did, and we had a good chat about things when we came back. And now we're set to go here tonight from Scott High School, and immediately an over and back violation on Chapmanville committed by the freshman Eli Smith. So Chapmanville controlled the tip. Eli Smith caught it on his side of the floor and threw it into the backcourt, so some early nerves for the freshman. Getting the start with this veteran club as Reese Carden will pull on a 3 straight on. Too strong. Rebound tipped loose in the corner. Taken away over there by Isaac Setzer. They'll reset things at the top of the tee. Carden driving in on Blevins. Kicks it into the corner. Fake by Owen Atkins. Gets into the lane. Kicks it back out for Setzer. Now over towards Carden. Carden skips it into the left corner. Driving into the middle is Atkins again. Gives it off to Setzer. Stutter steps, goes up on the right side. Can't finish on the layup. Rebounded by Devin Workman. Nice job by Zion. Blevins cutting off the lane that time. Now here's Dean. Gets it knocked away at the top of the key, but taken back by Blevins. Jumper from inside the free throw line, and it'll go for Zion Blevins. And he really stepped it up in the second half last week against Logan. He had 15 of his 19 points in the second half to try and carry Chapmanville before Logan pulled away. So 1 minute deep into the first quarter. Carden, top of the key, gives it off for Setzer. He'll drive in. Cut off by Eli Smith. Now gets it into the left corner for Carden, and he'll knock down a three. So Reese Carden opens up the scoring for the Scott Skyhawks. They lead at 3-2. 2-3 zone. Again, this is what gave Chapmanville some trouble the other night against Logan, was the zone defense. So we'll see how Chapmanville adjusts to it here this evening. As Workman gives it off near side for Eli Smith. Now over for Sal Dean, the transfer from Belfry High School in Kentucky. Gives it back over for Devin Workman. Now to Isaiah Smith. Now back to Blevins. Fakes, gets in the lane. Pull-up jumper from about 8, and he knocks down another. And that's part of Zion Blevins' game that's gotten so much better since his freshman year. He can knock down those mid-range and deep jumpers now. Makes him so much tougher to defend at all parts of the floor. Now here's Carden. Gets into the lane. Kicks it back out for Setzer. Setzer, bounce pass into the corner. Trying to drive baseline. Nice up and under that time, and Carden able to convert for his 5th point. So it's Reese Carden 5, Zion Blevins 4 as we get things going here in the first quarter. Eli Smith takes it baseline, kicks it back out. Devin Workman fakes on a 3, gets it back to Blevins. He'll swing it over into the left corner. Now back inside for Blevins. Blevins doesn't have an opening. He'll bring it back out and reset. It's Devin Workman back over for Blevins. Now back to Workman. Chapmanville staying patient on this set. Into the middle for Blevins. Kicks it over. Smith. Nice head fake. Gets into the lane. Kicks it far side. Dean. He'll pull on the 3. This one off the mark. No good. Rebound fought for and taken away by Owen Atkins. They get the first stop of the game on either side. Carden, he's going to go for 3 behind the screen, and he knocks down another. He's got 2 threes and all 8 of Scott's points here in the first 3 minutes of action. Now Dean at the top of the key, gives it off for Smith, back over for Dean. Gets it into the middle for Blevins, nice fake, gets inside, pull-up jumper, and Blevins converts again. He and Carden just continue to go back and forth here in the first quarter. Now here's Setzer driving hard up the left side, can't convert. Here comes Dean out of the pile with it. He'll stutter step by his man, gets into the paint, kicks it into the corner. Devin Workman all alone for 3, but this one's going to be short. Comes down into the corner. Workman saves it to Eli Smith. Gives it back to Blevins. Blevins lost it on the way up. Sharp's got a hand on it. Now here's Setzer. Bounce pass over for Carden. Cuts into the middle, and Carden converts again. He's got all 10 of Scott's points, and it's 10-6 Skyhawks. We approach the midway point of the first quarter. It's been an offensive explosion here in the first part of this first quarter. Both these teams good defensive clubs. As Smith goes down to the right side for Blevins. Long pass back out front for Dean. He'll stop. Pops a 3. This one gets in and out. No good, and rebounded by Setzer. And Dean usually starts to pick things up about midway through the game, as now they get it out the card and pull up 3 again. This one online, but too strong, and rebounded by Smith. Now here comes Blevins into the front court. He gives it off for Isaiah Smith. And I was going to say, Dean, sometimes that slow starts the games, but as it goes along, Dean starts to heat up as the game continues to progress. Gets caught in a tough double team that time. Able to kick it back out for Smith. Now over to Workman. Down to 3.5 left in the first. Dean trying to find some space on Owen Atkins. Finally does. Pulls for 3, and this one goes. 10-9 now is the first player other than Reese Carden or Zion Blevins to score tonight. Now here's Sharps. He'll connect for 3 from the right corner. As both teams coming out throwing lasers here in the first 5 minutes of the opening quarter. Blevins skips across court. Smith, he'll step into a 3. This one's short. Rebound comes out long. Batted back into Clemens' hands. Up ahead. Carden gets behind everyone, and he'll lay it in on the left side. 15-9 Scott. As Reese Carden with 12 points here in the first quarter. Dean, top of the key, gives it off for Isaiah Smith. Now over to Devin Workman in the right corner. He'll kick it back out to Smith. Now back over to Workman. Workman lobs it down low. Clemens on Blevins. They've got Setzer shading him as well. So get at top of the key for Dean. Bounce pass back over to Workman. Now to Blevins. Blevins gets into the middle. Pull-up jumper. This one won't fall as it rims out. Rebound knocked away. Taken underneath by Atkins. So now Setzer will bring it into the front court. Over to his right. Looking for Carden. Carden almost got free again there for a moment. Chapmanville trying to make more of a concerted effort on Reese Carden now, who's exploded in the first quarter. Now Landon Tomlin. Sam Miller will come into the game for the Tigers. Checking in for Scott is Lincoln Burnside as well as Tyler Walls. So we hit 2 minutes to go here in the first quarter. 6-point lead for Scott. Carden, top of the key, now guarded by Dean. Carden pulls up in front of Dean. Long jumper, too strong, and Miller grabs the long board. So Dean was able to extend Carden a little bit more, force a tougher shot that time. As they get it inside for Blevins. He's facing a double team almost every time. Now back to Smith, and he'll knock down a three. And that's a great sign if you're Chapmanville, as Smith was 0 for 8 from beyond the arc the other night against Logan. And able to knock that one down to get himself going. He's a very good shooter and a very streaky shooter. But if Isaiah Smith's going, this offense for Chapmanville definitely picks up big time. Nice pass underneath by Carden. Found a man wide open, Lincoln Burnside, and he lays it in. And because of that quick start by Carden, there's going to be a lot more defensive help coming his way, and he's able to pass out of it and find the open man. Smith in the left corner, closing in on a minute to go here in the first. Back up top for Dean. Dean trying to find space, gives it off to Miller on the near side. Miller gives it back to Dean. He'll step into a three from the left side, and Sal Dean connects again. 3 3-pointers for both sides here in the first quarter, and Chapmanville has closed a 6-point deficit down to 2. Carden in the lane, kicks it out for Setzer over far side. Trying to find some space, 3 on the way, and this one over the rim for Tyler Walls, no good. Chapmanville with the rebound. So we'll see if Chapmanville tries to hold for one here. Possession arrow is in Scott's favor to start quarter number 2. Dean trying to create some space here against Walls as we close in on 20 seconds to go. Looks like Scott's going to concede the final possession here. Dean trying to direct traffic down to 10 seconds. Now Dean will go. Skips over near side for Smith. Now down low to Blevins with 5 seconds. Blevins had it knocked away. Going to have to step back for a very tough 3. Almost able to get it to fall, but just shy of the rim. And that will do it for the opening 8 minutes of play, with Scott leading Chapmanville 17-15. We'll be back after this 60-second break as you're watching Scott Skyhawk basketball action with us right here live on Video Productions.
Little General Stores will be there when you're ready, even if you're returning home for the first time in years. That is why we offer the LG Rewards Card that'll save you money on your favorite convenience store purchases, or even get you free drinks or coffee, allowing you the time to plan that perfect return. Go plan yours today, and when you need us, we'll be there. Thank you to those who serve, so the LG family can serve you. Little General Stores, your road's neighbor.
When it comes to business, we all have areas of specialty, but there are times when we need guidance. We need someone to come along and show us the most creative and environmentally safe way to navigate our engineering challenges. That's where we come in. CEC stands for Civil and Environmental Consultants. You show us the problem, we'll provide you with the solution. Visit wearecec.com. Big firm capabilities, small firm culture.
17-15, Scott leads Chapmanville in a back-and-forth first quarter here from the Hawks Nest in Scott, West Virginia. Chris Kidd with you. Alongside me, Jason Frame, our engineer, Robbie Mounts, our camera operator for tonight's game. Scott has the ball to start quarter number 2, going right to left across your computer screen and television. Chapmanville left to right. And again, apologies for my voice. I've been a little under the weather the last few days, so if you're wondering why I sound so shady, that's why here tonight. I've just having a hard time getting my voice back to normal. As Dean tips a pass away, goes off the backboard, controlled by Chapmanville. And now the Tigers looking to tie or try and take the lead on this trip, as they held it briefly at 2-0 to start the contest. But then Carden hit a three, and Scott has led ever since 4-3, as Blevins actually did give Chapmanville the lead back after the next possession. Miller in the lane. Little floater won't fall, but he's fouled on the way up. And that's actually the first foul of the game on either side. So then Sam Miller. First free throw up. It's going to be short. Second free throw for Miller. He'll get this one to rattle home, and Chapmanville closes to within one at 17-16. Setzer will bring it up against Saldine, riding each other up the right side. As Setzer able to get free, now in a double team under pressure, able to get it away at the last moment. Bounce pass over to Carden in the left corner for three. This one too strong. Rebound into the corner. Clemens rips it away, and now we're going to go to whistling a foul on the floor here against Chapmanville. Let's see who they get. It looks like they're going to get Landon Tomlin on the foul that time. That'll be the first personal against Chapmanville. Sharps, nice inbounds pass to Clemens. Clemens backing his way in, and wow, Saldine, what a defensive play by him there. He just backed away from the bigger Clemens, knowing that he didn't have the size to really match up with Clemens on that low block, and he just pulled the chair out from under him, and Clemens went stumbling into a travel that time. So now a chance for Chapmanville to take the lead for the first time since the early stages of the first quarter. And Scott's lead ballooned as high as 6 points in the opening period. Dean finds some space, three on the way, in and out, no good. Rebound underneath, fought for. Smith able to grab it, tried to fire it off a Skyhawk player, but Setzer got out of the way. And now here comes Scott back. Carden on the left wing, tries to dribble in. Dean tried to rip it away, now they get it over to Sharps. Three from the corner, and he knocks down another. Same spot Sharps hit from in the first quarter as well, and the lead back to 4 now for Scott. In the middle for Blevins, drives in, kicks it into the corner. Kick it over for Isaiah Smith, now back up top for Dean. Dean swings it near side, now down low, and the pass gets away as Smith tried to hit a cutting Tomlin to the basket. But Tomlin got a little too far underneath, and Smith's pass was behind him. Chapmanville going to apply some backcourt pressure here. As Dean will guard Setzer on the way up, almost able to get his hand on that pass. Now here's Clemens at the left elbow. Clemens kicks it back up top for Setzer, now over near far side for Sharps. Sharps gets by Tomlin into the lane, floater up, and get a whistle and a charge called as Devin Workman stood in and took the punishment. And that'll be the first on Jaden Sharps. And now Eli Smith will check back into the game for the Tigers as Landon Tomlin will check out. 5:50 to go here in the first half. Dean will just let the ball roll for a few feet before picking it up. Scott stays in this extended zone. Dean into the middle for Blevins. Had the shot instead, drives all the way in with it, and a great take by Zion Blevins. Again, he had the 8-footer available, but he saw the crease on the right side and able to get another two. He's got 8 now for the game. 20-18, Scott leads it. Carden drives in hard, lost control of it, ricocheted off of Clemens and out of bounds off of Scott. So Chapmanville trying to make a bigger effort on Carden now after he had that explosive first quarter, had 12 points in all. And they've been able to get a couple of hands on some passes of his now, and that one they turn into a turnover. Up top, Isaiah Smith all alone for a moment, now gives it back over to Workman, over into the corner for Dean. Dean jab steps, now brings it back out. Workman goes over for Isaiah Smith. He'll go for 3 from the left side, and Smith knocks down his second 3 of the game. He's now 2 of 3 from downtown, and Chapmanville reclaims the lead at 21-20. Setzer across the timeline, picked up immediately at midcourt. He's in trouble, and a quick timeout by Sean Ballard, and a good timeout by him. And it'll be a 30-second timeout, so we'll keep things here. As you see on our Little General Store instant replay, Isaiah Smith shooting with a lot more confidence here tonight than the evening he had at Logan on Friday night. And like we said at the top, for Chapmanville, if Isaiah Smith is going from the perimeter, it makes life so much more difficult to try and guard Saldine and Zion Blevins on the inside. And right now for Scott, facing a similar issue, who else is going to step up besides Reese Carden in this game? Again, Jaden Sharps has knocked down a couple of threes that have been big for Scott so far. So far, though, Isaac Setzer, Owen Adkins, and Caden Clemens have all been held scoreless in this contest. And Setzer's been a big point man for Scott in the absence of Reese Carden this year. And it seems like Chapmanville has definitely made a point of emphasis on trying to control Setzer a little bit more tonight and take away the second and third options for Scott. He's out of the 30-second timeout. Setzer with it up top. Gives it off for Carden. Carden gets to the free throw line, turns around, gives it off. Sharp's going to take a way outside three. This one from almost the parking lot, no good off the back iron, and rebounded by Dean. So Chapmanville a chance to try and extend their lead for the first time tonight. Largest lead is at 2-0. Blevins kicks it out for Smith. Swings it over for Workman. Now they get it to Dean, tries to go baseline, steps back instead, goes for a triple, no good from the corner. High rebound, taken away by Clemens. So lob it over for Setzer, now over near side for Sharps, into the corner. Owen Adkins drives baseline, nice dish to Clemens, goes up and under, and he'll lay it in on the right side. So Caden Clemens with his first two of the night, and Scott takes the lead back by one. Dean, bounce pass near side for Workman. Lobs it back over for Dean. He'll step towards the middle. Three on the way, and that is his favorite spot on the floor, and Saldine hits again. He had 5 3-pointers the other night against Logan, and he's got 3 so far here in the first half. 24-22, Chapmanville leads it. Under 3.5 to play in the second quarter. Sharps will bring it back up top. Swings it over for Carden. He'll try a deep three from the right side. Online again, but off the mark, and now we get a whistle underneath. And looks like they're going to get Clemens on a push-off against Eli Smith. I saw Eli Smith signaling push-off almost immediately and able to get the call as Tyler Walls will check back into the game. And Clemens will go to the bench. So Chapmanville's been able to weather the storm in the early going from Reese Carden and this Scott offense. And now the Tigers have started to get going. Step back three for Dean. There's a heat check, but it wouldn't fall. Rebounded though by Eli Smith. He'll kick it out to his older brother. Isaiah drives in, kicks it over to Eli Smith. 3 on the way, and Eli Smith from the corner. Again, he was a big middle school player for the Chapmanville Tigers. A lot of people talking about the promise he's going to have moving forward, as you see it here on the replay, and how many times in the backyard have those two done that with each other. Brother to brother for the assist and the points that time. Underneath, Adkins. They call a charge as Devin Workman once again in position to take the hit. And the Scott section not happy about it. They thought that Owen Adkins hadn't had a chance to establish himself, as you see it here on our replay. And here are a few people up here saying it was a flop on Devin Workman's part. Nevertheless, the officials giving the call, and now Chapmanville has extended their lead to 5, looking for more here, and Saldine called for a travel. Good job by Scott getting into the passing lanes that time. Prevented Dean's vision on where he wanted to go, and he ended up dragging his pivot foot. So 2:25 to go here before halftime, as it was Chapmanville having to weather the storm in the first quarter. Now it's Scott in the second, as Carden way off the mark on that three-pointer. Taken away as here comes Dean into the front court. Almost slipped that time. Brings it back out. Dean gets it near midcourt. Gets by Walls. Steps back. Tough two-point jumper from the wing. That one's going to be a line drive and short. Rebound taken away by Setzer. So we have 2 minutes to go here before halftime. Setzer drives in. Lost control of his footing. Might have got tripped up a little bit, but can't convert it. Now Chapmanville has numbers. Workman pull up from the free throw line, too strong. Rebound forward. Oh, and Eli Smith collided hard that time with Jaden Sharps, and Sharps took the worst of it. See him holding his jaw after that. And Sam Miller will check into the game now for the Tigers. And it looks like Saldine will go to the bench to get a breather. Yeah, both players just going after the ball that time, and Eli Smith just ended up catching Sharps right in the kisser. Thankfully, appears to be okay, though, as he lobs a pass, knocked in the air by Eli Smith, tips it ahead to Sam Miller. One-on-one with Walls for the time being. Miller will take it all the way in, and he'll lay it in. And Chapmanville now has the largest lead of the game for either side at 29-22. Setzer still looking for his first bucket. They swing it over. Wide open in the corner is Walls. Rims off. No good. Rebounded by Blevins. That would have been big if it would have went. But right now, Scott looking for the bell to try and save them as Chapmanville has really put the pressure on here in the second quarter. And Scott has 1 minute to go to try and get to halftime and prevent this lead from getting any bigger. Miller, top of the key, swings over near side for Workman. Workman goes into the middle for Blevins. Fadeaway jumper, and Zion Blevins has just had it going all night long. From about 12 feet and in, he's into double figures now with 10 points. 31-22 Chapmanville, 42 seconds left in the half. Carden drives in, and this time they do draw the whistle, as it looked like maybe Eli Smith got him on the foot and tripped him up. And that'll be the second now on Eli Smith. So now Bean will check back in, as you see it here on our instant replay. The great steal by Eli Smith. Getting it ahead to Millers. That was just a great tip pass by Eli Smith, getting that up ahead. And Miller having the confidence to go in and finish as they inbound it quickly to Setzer, can't finish. And now we get a loose ball knocked out of bounds, and they're going to say last touch by Chapmanville. And then Scott needs points right here as they've gone on a drought over the last several minutes. And they're going to have to clean up a little bit of a wet spot underneath. And Scott led it 15-9 in this game, and Chapmanville has gone on a 22-7 run ever since then. And Reese Carden opened the game with 12 quick points. He's not scored since then in the first quarter. And Sharps looking to get it in, finds Walls in the corner for three. This one's short. Rebounded though by Clemens underneath, trying to fight his way back in. Turn around in the paint, and there's a big bucket for the Skyhawks. Clemens with his fourth point, 31-24. We're under 22 seconds left here in the first half. Chapmanville will try and hold for one, as they did at the end of the first quarter. Now Walls will come out to contest on Dean. Dean creates some space, resets the count. Down to 10 seconds. Now his pass gets away. Gets it up ahead now. They find the man. Setzer on the left side. He'll step back. Goes for three. No good off the front rim. Rebounded by Clemens. So with 1 second, can he get it off? A whistle and a foul as the buzzer sounds to end the first half. And they're going to give 2 free throws here to Caden Clemens, as they say that Blevins got a piece of him on the way up. And this would be big for Scott to try and close out this first half. They got down by as much as 9. Now a chance to close it back to 5 here with no time showing on the clock. And I believe the referee's checking to see if maybe there was a couple of tenths that they might put on the clock. Doesn't appear so. Well, then they'll put 1/10 on the clock, just for more amusement's sake than anything, as nothing can happen in that 1/10 of a second, really. Clemens will shoot 2. His first one up and through. Clemens' second free throw, too strong off the back iron. Blevins with the rebound, and that'll do it for the first 16 minutes of action here from Scott High School. And what a first half it's been. It's been back and forth. Scott leading the entire first quarter virtually before Chapmanville storms back in the second quarter. And now it's Chapmanville holding a 6-point lead here at the half. We're going to step aside for a break, and when we come back, we'll have all your first half analysis and statistics for you here from the Hawks Nest in Madison, West Virginia, as you are watching Scott Skyhawk basketball action with us right here live on Video Productions.
Walgreens Find Rx coverage is here to make Medicare easy. Even easier than those dances your grandkids love doing with you. Start Medicare shopping today with Walgreens Find Rx coverage. Plus, find low-cost copays. When you need to talk Medicare, Walgreens is here. Walgreens.
At BOONE Memorial Health, every patient is an important patient.
As primary care providers, care starts with us.
Understanding patients' health concerns is the first step in great care.
We take our responsibilities seriously.
To listen,
To get to the bottom of a diagnosis.
To teach.
to care.
When you choose Boone, you choose the start to a healthier life.
Make the choice today.
BOONE Memorial Health.
We're bringing medicine home.
Every year, the big banks raise their fees while reducing the services they provide. How do they get away with that? If you were to join Pioneer Community Bank, your money would stay right here, supporting a local business, which results in lower fees and better customer service for you. Sounds like a plan. So you're not really stuck with the big banks and their policies. Keep your money where it belongs, right here with Pioneer Community Bank. Pioneer Community Bank with locations in Beckley, Yeager, Sophia, Moore, and Welch. Member FDIC.
You really can't get much for $5 these days, unless...
Is that a real song?
I think she liked it.
Your choice of sandwich plus all this for just $5 is worth celebrating. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's Piggy Bag.
Unlock the money already in your home at City National Bank. Consolidate loans or fund your next big project with a home equity line of credit with a great low intro rate. Visit your local branch to get started. City National Bank, member FDIC, an equal housing lender. Learn more at homeequity.bankatcity.com.
Walgreens Find RX coverage is here to make Medicare easy. Even easier than those dances your grandkids love doing with you. Start Medicare shopping today with Walgreens Find RX coverage. Plus, find low-cost copays. When you need to talk Medicare, Walgreens is here. Walgreens.
At BOONE Memorial Health, every patient is an important patient.
As primary care providers, care starts with us.
Understanding patients' health concerns is the first step in great care.
We take our responsibilities seriously.
To listen,
To get to the bottom of a diagnosis.
To teach.
to care.
When you choose Boone, you choose the start to a healthier life.
Make the choice today.
BOONE Memorial Health.
We're bringing medicine home.
Welcome back, everybody. Chris Kidd here with you. Alongside me, Jason Frame, our engineer, and Robbie Mounts, our camera operator for tonight's matchup. As you can hear the Scott Band in full effect right behind us right now, and hopefully you can hear us as well here on Video Productions, as we'll try and talk over it as much as we can. But they're putting on another great rendition down on the floor and up here behind us, and adds a little extra festivities to these type of nights between two rivals. And thus far here in the first half, we've had a great back and forth game with Scott dominating the first quarter of action, and then Chapmanville storming back late in the first quarter and then carrying that over into the second quarter to take as large as a 7-point lead, and it stands at 6 here at the half. As you take a look at the first half scoring on both sides, we'll start with Scott. Leading them in scoring is Reese Carden with 12 points. Again, got out to a real quick start in the first quarter, scoring all 12 within the first 5 minutes of this contest, but ever since then, Chapmanville has been able to hold him in check. But nevertheless, leading all scores with 12 points so far. Then you have Jaden Sharps with 6 points, Caden Clemens with 5 points, and Lincoln Burnside rounding out the scoring with 2 points for the Skyhawks here in the first half. On the other side for Chapmanville, Zion Blevins leading the way with 10 points. Then you have Sal Dean with 9 points. He's knocked down 3 3-pointers. Then you have Isaiah Smith with 6 points, pair of threes for him. Eli Smith with 3 and Sam Miller with 3 to round out the scoring for the Chapmanville Tigers. Free throw shooting even at 1 of 2 for both sides. Not much from the free throw line of note here in the first half on either side. And then three-point shooting has been great on both ends. Scott has knocked down 4 3-pointers. Chapmanville, though, with 6 3-pointers here in the first half. And right now it's the Tigers leading it by 6, 31-25. We're going to step aside for another break, and when we come back, it'll be time for the start of quarter number 3 here from the Hawks Nest in Madison, West Virginia, as you are watching Madison or Scott High School basketball action with us right here live on Video Productions.
Welcome to Allstate.
where you can pay a little less and enjoy the ride a little more. Now get new lower auto rates with Allstate. Because better protection costs a whole lot less. You're in good hands with Allstate. Click or call for a lower auto rate today.
At Little General Stores, we'll be there when you're ready, even if you're returning home for the first time in years. That is why we offer the LG Rewards Card that'll save you money on your favorite convenience store purchases, or even get you free drinks or coffee, allowing you the time to plan that perfect return. Go plan yours today, and when you need us, we'll be there. Thank you to those who serve, so the LG family can serve you. Little General Stores, your road's neighbor.
Nachos, better with Pepsi.
When it comes to business, we all have areas of specialty, but there are times when we need guidance. We need someone to come along and show us the most creative and environmentally safe way to navigate our engineering challenges. That's where we come in. CEC stands for Civil and Environmental Consultants. You show us the problem, we'll provide you with the solution. Visit wearecec.com. Big firm capabilities, small firm culture.
Sandwiches, better with Pepsi.
Welcome to Allstate, where you can pay a little less and enjoy the ride a little more. Now get new lower auto rates with Allstate. Because better protection costs a whole lot less. You're in good hands with Allstate. Click or call for a lower auto rate today.
At Little General Stores, we'll be there when you're ready, even if you're returning home for the first time in years. That is why we offer the LG Rewards Card that'll save you money on your favorite convenience store purchases, or even get you free drinks or coffee, allowing you the time to plan that perfect return. Go plan yours today, and when you need us, we'll be there. Thank you to those who serve, so the LG family can serve you. Little General Stores, your road's neighbor.
Nachos, better with Pepsi.
When it comes to business, we all have areas of specialty, but there are times when we need guidance. We need someone to come along and show us the most creative and environmentally safe way to navigate our engineering challenges. That's where we come in. CEC stands for Civil and Environmental Consultants. You show us the problem, we'll provide you with the solution. Visit wearecec.com. Big firm capabilities, small firm culture.
Sandwiches, better with Pepsi.
Welcome back, everybody, here to Madison, West Virginia, home of the Scott Skyhawks. Chris Kidd with you. Alongside me, Jason Frame, our engineer, with Robbie Mounts, our camera operator, and Butch Mounts, the executive producer of Video Productions Entertainment. As we are here for the second matchup of the season between the Chapmanville Tigers and Scott Skyhawks. Chapmanville winning earlier this year very comfortably, but that without Reese Carden in the lineup for the Skyhawks that evening. Here tonight, Chapmanville without Brody Dalton, one of their top point scorers and defensive players, who went down with a leg injury against Bluefield last Tuesday. So Chapmanville's had to adjust to life without Brody Dalton and ended up losing to Bluefield and Logan last week. But here tonight so far, they've been able to find some of their offense that disappeared whenever he went out. Now we'll see if Chapmanville can continue that or if Scott can find an answer to try and get Reese Carden going again on the offensive end after Chapmanville really made a big effort to try and shut him down after the start he had to this game as a foul on Jaden Sharps. Right off the bat, that'll be his second foul. As Chapmanville with the ball to start the third quarter. Workman gives it over for Isaiah Smith. Knocked down 2 threes in the first half. This one no good, though. Long rebound comes out to Sharps. Races up the left side. Challenges Workman at the rim, and Sharps will lay it in. Jaden Sharps now with 8 points. 31-27. So they shaved the 9-point Chapmanville lead down to 4 going back to the first half. As Smith got caught around the rim, tried to go up and under with it, but couldn't finish, and now Clemens with the rebound. So a chance for Scott to cut this back to a one-possession game on this trip. Setzer, they're going to get him for a palming violation that time as he got jumbled up along the near side with a couple of other Skyhawks, as you see the finish by Sharps a moment ago on our Little General Store instant replay. But once Setzer got caught in there with a couple of Chapmanville defenders and a couple of Scott bodies, ended up palming the ball, and that'll give it back over to the Tigers. It's Workman. Cross-court pass for Isaiah Smith. Looking inside, instead goes back up top for Workman. They swing it around Dean. He'll pull the trigger on a 3. This one off the mark. Rebound comes down, though, to Isaiah Smith. Smith will bring it back out. Good job by Isaiah Smith, the guard, able to get in and create a second chance opportunity for the Tigers. Gets it back to Dean on the left side. Lob pass over for Smith. Now back out to Workman. Now to Dean again on the left wing. Dean fakes a pass, now goes to the middle. Zion Blevins, it's been automatic all night long as he hits another one from about 12 feet and in. He's got 12 points here tonight to lead Chapmanville and equals Carden for top scoring honors. Carden trying to get it back this time, but off the mark. It's now Blevins forced him into a fadeaway. That was tough. Now Dean shuffled his feet, and they'll call him for a travel. That's the second one tonight they've got on Dean. The lead stands at 6 for Chapmanville. You see the turnaround by Zion Blevins in the lane on our Little General Store instant replay. Again, I don't know if I think he's only missed on one tonight that rattled in and out on him from about that distance. Now here's Atkins into the paint, kicks it out for Setzer, over for Carden. Carden tries to get by Dean, gets into the paint, spins in, kicks it out to Atkins. Atkins to the free throw line, but no further. Back over to Carden. Carden is finding Chapmanville defenders wherever he goes right now and ends up turning it over. And Chapmanville's defense has made life miserable on Reese Carden ever since he had that opening salvo of 12 points in 5 minutes. And Carden, one of the most gifted offensive players in the state. You can just go back and watch the tape against Logan in the state tournament last year. But right now, this Chapmanville defense is really zeroing in on trying to shut him down as Workman into the paint, gets inside for a floater, and Devin Workman converts. So lead back up to 8 now for Chapmanville. 5:15 to go here in the third quarter. Carden inside, almost picked off, but it goes right to Clemens, and he'll lay it in. Caden Clemens has really stepped it up here tonight on the offensive side with 7 points. Dean has it on the right wing. Dribbles in, lobs it back up top for Workman. Now to Isaiah Smith on the left wing. Workman can't find an opening in that extended zone defense for the Skyhawks. Chapmanville staying patient in it though. Smith kicks it over far side for Dean. He'll drive baseline, floater up with the left hand, and Saldine now into double figures with 11 points. 37-29, Chapmanville, 4:33 to go here in the third quarter. Carden drives left side, gets cut off by Blevins. Kicks it back up top for Setzer. Setzer still scoreless here tonight for the Skyhawks. Gets it back to Carden, now back to Setzer. Setzer gives it off to Sharps. Sharps lost his footing on the way down, and they're going to call a blocking foul on Chapmanville, and Brad Napper just turned around and walked away that time. He wasn't happy with it. And now it's going to be a timeout by Sean Ballard with 4:15 to go here in the third quarter. And you can see right there, tough angle and maybe a tough call that time, but the official on the near side saw the bump and ends up giving the call against the Tigers that time. But we'll step aside as well with 4:15 to go in the third quarter. An 8-point lead for Chapmanville as you are watching Scott Skyhawk basketball action with us right here live on Video Productions.
At BOONE Memorial Health, every patient is an important patient.
As primary care providers, care starts with us.
Understanding patients' health concerns is the first step in great care.
We take our responsibilities seriously.
To listen.
To get to the bottom of a diagnosis.
To teach.
To care.
When you choose Boone, you choose the start to a healthier life.
Make the choice today.
BOONE Memorial Health.
We're bringing medicine home.
I'm the captain of the Pee Wee football team. We may be small, but we are
Mighty!
annoying. And you are so tired from playing defense against us that your focus is about to ride the bench. Go, go, go. Thanks, Mom.
Bye.
Come on, come on. And if you have cut rate car insurance, then not even a Hail Mary will save you from paying for this. So get Allstate and be better protected from mayhem, like me.
Back to action here in Madison, West Virginia. Chris Kidd with you as quickly they go inside, and Sharps thought he was fouled on the way up and didn't get the call. Now Chapmanville back the other way. Dean left baseline jumper, and Sal Dean pushes the lead to 10 now for the Tigers at 39-29. Carden still looking for his first point since the first quarter. Got double teamed, lost control, but it went right to Clemens. Clemens backs his way in, and a charge called on Clemens, and that is the third charge Devin Workman has been able to take tonight. He's so good at that on the defensive end for the Chapmanville Tigers. As you see it here on our little general store instant replay, Clemens right there, you can see lowered the shoulder, and that's what got him on that call. When you go back to the first quarter, it was 19-17. Scott led it after the opening period. Since then, Chapmanville's held Scott to just 10 points over the last 12 minutes of play. Now Workman up top, brings it back towards midcourt, swings it over for Isaiah Smith, back up top for Workman, now to Dean, low catch, able to make it, takes it baseline, had trouble gathering it and still put it in. You could see him bobbling that ball in the corner, but still able to get his mitts on it and put it in. As now Setzer looking for his first bucket, still can't buy one here tonight. Ball tipped out of bounds, and they say last touch. It was Clemens who say had the last touch on it. And this is definitely danger territory right now for the Scott Skyhawks. If Chapmanville continues to push this lead out with as well as Chapmanville's played defense tonight, it's going to make life really tough on the Skyhawks to come back if they can't string together some stops right here. As Dean on the left wing, cut off, goes cross court for Isaiah Smith. Back up top for Workman. Back over to Smith. Bounce it over for Eli Smith. He'll get it back towards midcourt for Devin Workman. 2:45 remaining here in the third quarter. Dean, he'll launch a three from the left wing, and he has been on fire here in this third quarter, and he's having words with the Scott section as well on the way back. And now Carden trying to end this drought, can't do it. Rebounded on the backside by Workman. 15-point Chapmanville lead as they are looking to try and put the Skyhawks away here in the third quarter. And Smith goes for three, can't finish. Rebound knocked out of bounds. They say last touch by Blevins. And we saw Dean on Friday night too, having a lot of fun back and forth with the Logan cheering section, and doing the same here tonight with the Scott cheering section. Here in the third quarter alone, Dean with 9 points. He's got 18 now for the game. Three by Atkins on the left side, won't fall. Rebound taken away by Dean underneath as we approach 2 minutes to go in the third quarter. They give it off to Workman. Workman into the paint, skips it cross court. Smith thought about pulling the trigger, gives it off for Blevins. Now to Workman at the free throw line. Gets it back to Isaiah Smith. This time he will launch from the left corner, no good. Rebound knocked around. Blevins grabs it, goes up, and he'll be fouled on the play by Clemens. And that'll send Blevins to the free throw line. And right now, every loose ball, every contested rebound seems to be going Chapmanville's way here in the second half. Clemens with three on him now for the game, and Zion Blevins calmly sinks the first. He's got 13 points for the game now. Lincoln Burnside will check back in for the Skyhawks. Second free throw short, but once again Chapmanville gets a hand on a loose ball and they control it. Get it back over Saldine, another three, and again he hits. He has been white hot here in this third quarter. Saldine now with 12 in this quarter, 21 for the game. 48-29 Chapmanville. As they have outscored Scott 17-4 here in this third quarter. Setzer to his right, gives it off. Sharps for three. That one won't fall. Rebound tipped around, taken by Workman. Workman bounce pass up ahead, finds Isaiah Smith. Layup won't fall. Rebound knocked around, taken away by Atkins. Atkins races back up the left side. Gets it up top, and Dean gets a hand on it, takes it away, and he'll lay it in on the left side. 50-29 Chapmanville. Atkins for three. This one off the mark. Rebounded by Workman. As Chapmanville has put on a clinic here in this third quarter. Now here's Smith. Left corner three on the way. This one too strong. Rebound comes down to Atkins. Scott trying to find any momentum to finish this quarter off with. And again, Setzer drives inside, had it knocked away. Nice save that time by Sharps. Gets it out to Carden. He'll go for three. In and out, no good. Sharps fighting for another loose ball. Gets it back out. Carden will go for another three, and this time it'll fall. Desperately needed three there for the Skyhawks, and Carden, he's now got 15 for the game. 50-32 Chapmanville. Down to 10 seconds left in the quarter. As Dean gets it back with 5 seconds left. Dean to the free throw line, pull-up jumper. This one short, rebounded by Burnside, and that'll do it for the third quarter of play as Chapmanville Tigers flex their muscle and outscore the Scott Skyhawks 19-7 here in the third 8 minutes to open up an 18-point lead. We'll be back after this break as you are watching Scott Skyhawk basketball action with us right here on Video Productions.
Walgreens Find RX coverage is here to make Medicare easy. Even easier than those dances your grandkids love doing with you. Start Medicare shopping today with Walgreens Find RX coverage. Plus, find low-cost copays. When you need to talk Medicare, Walgreens is here. Walgreens.
I'm your football-obsessed best man, and I think you having your big day during the big game is the worst. What, are you kidding me? Physically, I'm right here, but mentally, I'm here. Yeah, I do. Come on, speed it up. When all eyes are on you, my eyes are glued to the game. Whoa! Touchdown, yeah! And if you didn't bundle your home and auto insurance, well, all of this could be tough to tackle. So get Allstate and be better protected from mayhem. Like me.
50-32, Chapmanville is taking control here as we head to quarter number 4. As you see on our replay, brought to you by Little General Store, the 3 by Reese Carden. That finally broke the drought for the Skyhawks in the third quarter. But right now, they're going to need a mountain of offense and need it in a hurry to try and climb back into this. Chris Kidd here with you, Jason Frame, our engineer, with Robbie Mounts, our camera operator, and there's another turnover forced by Chapmanville as Zion Blevins, his hands in the passing lane. This Chapmanville defense has just been stifling ever since the end of the first quarter. Then Scott has only scored 13 points in the second and third quarter combined after scoring 19 in the first quarter. As Workman drives in hard on the right side, and Devin Workman will lay it in. He's got 4 points now for the evening, and the lead is up to 20. Carden, top of the key with it. Trying to find some openings here against Blevins. Throws up a tough shot on the left side, no good. And Burnside will be fouled on the weak side, and that'll send Burnside to the free throw line. It looked like it was Saldine who got a piece of him on the way up. Burnside tonight with 2 points back in the first quarter. His first free throw up, and that one off the front iron, no good. Sam Miller will check back in for Chapmanville. Devin Workman will go to the bench. And, you know, I am a history teacher as well in 11th grade, and I do teach Civil War. I thought that this kid has one of the greatest Civil War general nicknames you could find, Lincoln Burnside. I just think that's a great name. As Burnside hits the second one. He's got 3 for the evening now, 52-33 as Dean's pass up ahead to Tomlin gets away and out of bounds as Brad Napper instructing Tomlin on where he needed to be on that pass. Yeah, Lincoln Burnside definitely is my vote for my favorite name that I've announced so far this year on the radio or on television. It's Carden, tough fadeaway, no good, but he's fouled on the play. It looked like Zion Blevins came out and got a piece of his hand on the way up. That'll be the second now on Zion Blevins. Again, not in a foul-happy game on either side, as you see here on our instant replay. Yeah, there you can see Blevins with the contact. As Carden went to the ground, as his first free throw is going to be short, no good. But that's only 3 team fouls against both sides. Neither side got close to the penalty at the end of the first half either. So it's been a very clean game so far. As Carden hits on both. Give him 16 now for the game, 52-33 as 1 minute gone now in the fourth quarter. Dean, no-look pass up ahead for Miller, now into the middle. Blevins goes up, and he'll get it, and the foul with 6:55 remaining. It looks like they're going to get Carden on the foul that time. Zion Blevins doing a great job running the floor and getting position that time. And able to hit with the offhand, and the free throw up and good. And Blevins has really improved his free throw shooting game. He's always had a good free throw stroke, but against Nitro going 9 for 9 in the fourth quarter alone the other night. It's perfect against Logan as three-pointer no good from Walls. Lob pass up Ed Smith, too far underneath. Nice save by him. Gets it out to Dean, fakes on a 3, gives it back out. Now Chapmanville will reset, leading at 55-34. 6.5 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. Dean can't find any real estate in the middle, spins away from a double team, gets it over to Smith, open in the corner, 3 up, no good. Rebound comes down underneath for Sharps. He's double teamed, and he's going to be fouled, it looks like, in the back. No, they're going to call a jump ball instead, and that'll give it back over to Chapmanville. Again, this Chapmanville defense, as we said, has just been relentless here tonight. So get it in for Dean in the right corner. Tough fade away for him. That one off the front iron, but Blevins on the glass again, and Zion Blevins will lay it back up and in. Now, I should say it was 17-15 at the end of the first quarter. I apologize for my miscount, but again, it's only been 17 points Scott has scored since the first quarter. Dean pulls up for 3. And he'll just leave it up there for everyone. And after the second half he's had, why not for him? He's got 6 3-pointers for the game now. Just an unbelievable shooting display by the senior. Carden in the corner. He'll knock down another. And Carden had that quick start with 12 points in the first 5 minutes, was held in check in the second and most of the third quarter, but he's knocked down a pair of threes here in the last couple of minutes. So 60-37, Chapmanville leads it. Down low they go for Blevins. Tried to turn around to the paint, and they'll call him for a travel to give it back over to Scott with 5:20 to go. As you see here, the 3 by Carden on our little general store instant replay. And a lot of people said even coming into this game, this could be a big game for seeding purposes in AAA because Logan would have the split against Chapmanville, and Scott would have the season, or be swept by Chapmanville during the season as a 3 goes down for Tyler Walls, his first bucket of the game. And a 30-second timeout called quickly here by Scott with 5:07 to play. As you see the 3 on our instant replay, knocked down by Walls. But again, the seeding situation, looking at it on the AAA side, Scott and Logan, very similar records right now. Scott able to beat Logan whenever Logan came here a couple of weeks back. And then Logan able to edge out Scott whenever they went to Willie Acres Arena just about 2 weeks ago. And so a lot of people felt like with Logan getting a split with Chapmanville and if Chapmanville could sweep Scott, maybe that would give Logan a little bit more of an edge whenever it came to the voting. We'll have to wait and see on all of that, obviously, moving forward. But that was just some of the feeling from some of the Logan perspective coming into tonight's matchup. Obviously, it doesn't affect Chapmanville in AA by any stretch, but Chapmanville definitely wanting to get back on track after their toughest week of the season last week, losing 2 of the 3 games that they've lost all year. There's Workman, top of the key. Chapmanville leading at 60-40. His pass knocked away. Sharp's got a hand on it. Smith will chase it down in the backcourt, and they're going to call an over and back violation against Chapmanville. Smith trying to explain that he thought the ball was deflected by Sharps, but getting the explanation from the official now. And appears to satisfy Smith as Scott will inbound from underneath their own basket with 4:46 to go. Get it down low for Setzer. Still looking for his first bucket tonight, but he's cut off by Eli Smith. Now to Sharps in the left corner. 3 too strong and rebounded by Devin Workman. As Workman will push it up the floor. Gets cut off, and now he has it ripped away. Here comes Setzer with it. Setzer drives in right side. Layup will fall, and there's the first 2 of the game for Isaac Setzer. 60-42 Chapmanville. Workman will bring it up the left side. Now he's double teamed, and he's going to have to burn a timeout. That's the toughest spot, or one of the toughest spots on the floor to dribble into a double team at, as you see Setzer's layup on the other end. That's the first timeout Chapmanville has used all evening long. They have all 3 fulls and a 30-second left. Scott with 2 full timeouts remaining. But at the moment, it is Chapmanville in control, 60-42. And if you're just joining us, it was Scott leading after the first quarter, 17-15. Chapmanville able to storm back in the second quarter and took a 6-point halftime lead, but the third quarter is the biggest difference right now. Chapmanville outscoring Scott 19-7 in the third quarter to take what was a 6-point halftime lead all the way up to 18. As the lead has been as high as 21 for Chapmanville here in the ballgame. So Smith will inbound to Blevins in the left corner. He'll drive baseline, goes up and under, layup tipped and knocked away. Good job by Scott that time, able to cut Blevins off on the baseline. Now Carden almost had it stripped from behind, now drives in, and Blevins, nice hands by him as he reached around and knocked it away and out of bounds. So it'll stay with Scott, as Carden would have had a probably clear path layup if Blevins hadn't got a hand on that. Setzer will trigger it in from underneath his own basket, gets it into the left corner for Carden. Carden drives into the middle, and we get a whistle and a bump foul here on Eli Smith. So that'll be on the floor. So 14 fouls apiece, and Eli Smith picks up his third foul. So get it into the left corner. Sharps will pull quickly on it off the front iron, no good, and rebounded by Blevins. So halfway home here in the fourth quarter. Chapmanville still leading by 18 as nice drive by Dean. Gives it off for Smith and blocked out of bounds that time. So like Hunter Knoll and Owen Atkins able to close in to make the deflection. It's going to go back over now to Chapmanville as Dean will inbound. Cross-court pass knocked away by Atkins, but it goes right to Workman into the right corner. Smith elects not to take the 3 and bring it back out. Chapmanville going to work on some clock as Blevins gets it over into the left corner. Dean open for 3. This one off the mark. Rebounded by Setzer. His outlet pass, though, stolen back by Dean. Drives in left side, and Dean will lay it in again. He's got 19 points here in the second half and 28 points for the game for Sal Dean. And again, Chapmanville once again getting into the passing lanes and creating turnovers, much as they've done throughout this entire second half. 62-42, Chapmanville leads it. Inbound to Setzer, get it back over to Sharps. He'll go for 3, nearly banked it in from the corner. Nice job by Knoll, able to fight for the loose ball. Gets it back over for Carden. Fakes, goes for 3 from the right wing. Online, but too strong, and Blevins will grab the rebound for Chapmanville. The big man will bring it up himself, gives it off to Workman. Workman, double teamed, looking for help, and he'll be fouled or no timeout called by Brad Napper with 3:01 to play here in the fourth quarter. It looks like Coach Napper will elect to burn his other 30-second timeout. So both sides with only full timeouts remaining from here on out. But it looks as if Chapmanville on their way to ending their 2-game losing streak. After tough losses to Bluefield and Logan last week. As the Bluefield game, you look at the final score, and Bluefield ran away with it in the fourth quarter. But by that point, Brody Dalton went down near the end of the first half of that game. And then Zion Blevins, he ended up going down briefly in the third quarter with an injury. And after that, there was just no size left, and Bluefield dominated play. And then against Logan just some great defense in that contest. And Chapmanville just had no other scorers in that game other than Dean and Blevins. And Logan was able to hold Chapmanville to their lowest point total of the season at 39. There's now a foul on the way in here with 2:52 to go. Sharps is called for the reach in. Well, this game had been going at a pretty good clip, and now here in the fourth quarter starting to get some little silly fouls on both sides as Blevins will get the inbounds pass and lay it in. 64-42 as both teams at 5 team fouls now. Setzer, nice look underneath. Somehow fit that pass through to Loudon White, who checked in for his first bucket. 64-44 as Workman dribbles in, kicks it out for Eli Smith, hands it off for Dean. Dean will dribble in, puts up a floater, no good. Blevins crashing the boards once again, and we're going to get a loose ball whistle here. And looks like we're going to get a foul on Setzer with 2:23 to go. As Caden Clemens will check back in for Hunter Knoll. Looks like they have a wet spot they're trying to get cleaned up underneath once again. This floor has been a little slick tonight. We've seen players on both sides slip and fall or have trouble keeping their footing. Nothing as detrimental as what we saw in the Super Bowl on Sunday, where none of that field seemed to be safe. But just wanted to make sure for precaution's sake nobody gets hurt out here tonight as Dean trying to get it in up against the 5-second count, but does find Blevins. Blevins dribbles to the free throw line. Looked like Clemens may have got a piece of that jumper. So it comes up short. Setzer with the rebound. Dribbling up ahead, dribbles into the paint, whistle, blocking foul, count it, and one. As Workman tried to take another charge after taking 3 here tonight, but that time they get him on the blocking foul. You'll see it here on our little general store instant replay. Great reverse that time by Setzer, and he's so good at that reverse once he gets into the lane and able to finish. So again, he was held scoreless for 3 quarters, but Setzer with a couple of buckets now here in the fourth. It's 64-46 now in favor of Chapmanville. They held an 18-point lead coming into the fourth quarter, and that's where it continues to stand. Setzer sinks the free throw. 64-47 now as we approach 2 minutes to play here in the fourth quarter. As Workman gets it up ahead. Back out front for Dean. Dean able to get by White. Lobs it up for Blevins. Blevins fakes, goes up, and lays it in on the right side. Blevins with 9 points here in the fourth quarter. 12 for the second half, and now a foul underneath as Carden tried to drive in. And he takes a lot of contact, and now I was wondering whenever we were going to get to that point as they lob it inside for Blevins there on the replay, and you see his finish, but I was wondering whenever we were going to get to the point on both sides where you might see the Dogs get called off, and it looks like for Sean Ballard that moment has arrived with 1:45 to play. And at this point, with the outcome no longer in doubt, you just don't want any of your players to get injured. Again, both of these teams have dealt with that this season. As Carden able to hit on the first free throw. As you see near wholesale changes for the Skyhawks, and now you see Brad Napper starting to get some of his bench up and into the game. Smith and Blevins will check out. And if Carden hits this free throw, he'll be on his way to the bench too, but can't convert, and Landon Tomlin with the rebound. As Dean will stay in for ball handling purposes, but has it knocked away from him, and loose ball near midcourt. Miller gets it back, and Miller now just cuddles up with it, and he'll take the tie up. As Benji Atkins will check into the game now for Chapmanville, and Saldine will check out with 1:33 to go. And what a game by him here tonight. 28 points in all for Saldine to lead all scorers. And then Zion Blevins right behind him with 22 points here tonight as loose ball taken away by the Tigers. Nice save by Benji Atkins. So get it up ahead to Eli Smith. Drives in hard. What a strong take by Eli Smith, the freshman. He's now got 5 points on the evening. 68-48. Chapmanville leads it. It's White. Drives in right side, and Atkins may have got a piece of that and knocked it away. It's Devin Workman. Down to 1 minute to go. And they're going to call, looks like a rolling timeout here for Chapmanville, just to get a couple of more starters out of the game as Jet Baisden checks in, along with Trenton Adkins. As Devin Workman and Eli Smith will exit the game now. And again, they gave the rolling timeout there because Brad Napper, obviously no reason to really speak to his club with a minute to go and up by 20. So this is just to try and keep things moving, just so you get his substitutions in. That's Jet Baisden with it out near midcourt, across the timeline. Baisden tries to get it to Miller, knocked away, but Miller gets it back. Miller trying to get loose here, and there's going to get a whistle and a foul with 45 seconds to go. And that'll be the 1-and-1 now for Chapmanville. I was curious if we were going to get there tonight for either side. Again, we didn't have it happen in the first half. And it doesn't happen until the last 45 seconds here of the second half as Tucker Adkins, the senior, will check into the contest for Chapmanville. As Baisden short on the 1-and-1, rebounded underneath by Cole Elkins. So get it back up top here. Jeremiah Brown hands it off up top for Austin Shelton. Now they go inside and ball knocked away. Here comes Chapmanville. Atkins underneath to Baisden. Baisden double clutches. Can't hit on the layup attempt. Rebound knocked loose. Miller trying to grab it for Chapmanville. Still loose underneath. Finally grabbed by Benji Atkins. Goes up once, goes up twice, and Benji Atkins will lay it in on the second try. 70-48 Chapmanville. Final 10 seconds. Up top. Shelton hands it off. Down to 5 seconds as they'll give it back out for Walls, and Walls will just dribble out the final couple of seconds as Chapmanville, with a dominating performance on the defensive end in the second half, pull away from the Scott Skyhawks, and they sweep the season series against their cross-county rivals, 70-48. Well, we'll step aside for a break, and when we come back, we'll recap tonight's action here from the Hawks Nest in Madison, West Virginia, as you are watching Scott Skyhawk basketball action right here on Video Productions.
Walgreens Find RX coverage is here to make Medicare easy. Even easier than those dances your grandkids love doing with you. Start Medicare shopping today with Walgreens Find RX coverage. Plus, find low-cost copays. When you need to talk Medicare, Walgreens is here. Walgreens.
At BOONE Memorial Health, every patient is an important patient.
As primary care providers, care starts with us.
Understanding patients' health concerns is the first step in great care.
We take our responsibilities seriously.
To listen.
To get to the bottom of a diagnosis.
To teach.
To care.
When you choose Boone, you choose the start to a healthier life.
Make the choice today.
BOONE Memorial Health.
We're bringing medicine home.
Every year, the big banks raise their fees while reducing the services they provide. How do they get away with that? If you were to join Pioneer Community Bank, your money would stay right here, supporting a local business, which results in lower fees and better customer service for you. Sounds like a plan. So you're not really stuck with the big banks and their policies. Keep your money where it belongs, right here with Pioneer Community Bank. Pioneer Community Bank with locations in Beckley, Yeager, Sophia, Moore, and Welch. Member FDIC.
You really can't get much for $5 these days, unless...
Is that a real song?
I think she liked it. Your choice of sandwich plus all this for just $5 is worth celebrating. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's Piggy Bank.
Unlock the money already in your home at City National Bank. Consolidate loans or fund your next big project with a home equity line of credit with a great low intro rate. Visit your local branch to get started. City National Bank, member FDIC, an equal housing lender. Learn more at homeequity.bankatcity.com.
70-48, Chapmanville knocks off Scott here tonight to sweep the season series over the Skyhawks as the band sings the alma mater up here in the crow's nest of the Hawks Nest. Chris Kidd with you. Alongside me, Jason Frame, our engineer, with Robbie Mounts, our camera operator for tonight's contest. As we look at the final scoring on both sides, starting with Scott, they were led by Reese Carden with 20 points. Then you had Jaden Sharps with 8 points, Caden Clemens with 7, Isaac Setch with 5 points, Tyler Walls and Lincoln Burnside with 3 points, and Loudon White rounding out the scoring with 2 points. On the other end for Chapmanville, Saldine and Zion Blevins carrying the load here tonight as they scored 50 of the 70 points for the Tigers, with Saldine scoring 28, Zion Blevins with 22 here this evening, Isaiah Smith with 6 points, Eli Smith with 5, Devin Workman with 4, Sam Miller with 3, and Benji Atkins rounding out the scoring with 2 points. Free throw shooting tonight, Scott 5 of 9 overall, Chapmanville 3 of 6, and both teams poured it in from the outside throughout tonight. Chapmanville hitting on 9 3-pointers, with Scott hitting on 7 3-pointers, and 6 of those 3-pointers going to Saldine here this evening. Again, Chapmanville able to win both contests by double digits this year. And now both teams head towards tournament play, Chapmanville in AA with Scott in AAA, as the regular season winding to a close here ever so quickly. And we'll start to see where all of these teams wind up seeding-wise within the next week or two. And we'll figure out where we'll be at with you here on Video Productions throughout all the tournament run, as the road to Charleston is starting to become more and more clear as we move forward. But again, here tonight, we want to thank all of our sponsors for helping us bring you Scott Skyhawk basketball action, along with Jason Frame, our engineer, Robbie Mounts, our camera operator, Butch Mounts, the executive producer of Video Productions. I'm Chris Kidd saying so long tonight here from Madison, West Virginia, as you have been listening to and watching Scott Skyhawk basketball action with us right here on Video Productions.